Hello, it's Susan, and I'm here with another book review for you. Today I want to talk about Utopia Avenue by David Mitchell. Oh my gosh, this book. If you're interested in the music scene of the 60s, this is the book for you. This is about a fictional band, Utopia Avenue, and it starts off in 1967, and basically it's about a band who just starts out and they're a nobody at first and how they rise in stardom. And it's kind of the story of that and of all the band members. It's mainly about the band members, Gene, Jasper, Elf, and Griff. And it's their story, not just of how they have started their band, but kind of it goes back in time and talks a lot about whether it's them growing up or their time in school, the relationships they've had before they formed the band. It's kind of just their life story, basically. And it's really enjoyable. They often, encounter other people in the 60s, such as John Lennon and Pink Floyd and other bands where you know their names when you hear it, and it's really cool to see them interact with all these people who were, around in the height of the music scene in the late 60s. David Mitchell is one of my favorite authors. I really love everything that he's written. Bone Clocks and Cloud Atlas are two books he's written that you might have read. He just has this really wonderful way of writing these mesmerizing characters and just so enjoyable to read, even when they're going through difficult things, heartbreak, loss, drug use. It is the 60s after all. You just really enjoy reading about these people, and he makes you feel like you're just really there in all these rooms and hotels. They go to the Chelsea Hotel, which I really loved, and there's just so much goodness in these books. Janis Joplin shows up. It's just really a wonderful book. When authors bring real characters into a fictional narrative, sometimes that doesn't work at all, where it's kind of like, oh, I don't really like this. This feels weird. But David Mitchell does a great job of making it not be like jarring to have all these real life people show up. It just really adds to the book. And I just loved all these characters. Elf was one of my favorite characters. She was an amazing person. I really liked reading about her journey and went in places that were unexpected. And another thing I enjoyed about that is he included a lot of lyrics from their songs, which, it's like, it kind of reads as poetry, but it's like, not only can you do a narrative story, David Mitchell, but you can also write some beautiful poetry. So I really loved that. And I was thinking the whole time, I really hope someone will set these lyrics to songs and he releases some kind of album or something, because the lyrics are really beautiful. And I liked how they tied in with the story. There were illustrations at the beginning of every chapter that kind of looks like this title page where it's just a record with the name of the book and the author, and I really enjoyed that. Let me see if I can find one. So this was really fun. At the beginning of every part, there'd be a little record with all the different songs that Utopia Avenue were working on. So I found that to be very fun. So it's always fun to find some little illustrations in there. But this book was really enjoyable. It took me a little bit to read. It was a thicker book, and I'm having a harder time reading like literary fiction. I'm reading lots of thrillers and romance books right now, but this book was so good, I just kept reading it. It just took me about 2 months to read it though, so I would read just a little bit a day. But with David Mitchell, you really want to savor his words and read them carefully, because there's so much that you would miss if you kind of skim quickly or try to get through a book too fast. So I always enjoy reading his books a little bit slower, so it did take me a little longer to read this one, but I highly recommend it if you're interested in the 60s music scene or just some literary fiction that really dives into people's, thoughts, attitudes, and past. This is a great one for you. So once again, it's Utopia Avenue by David Mitchell. It's been a while since he's had a new book, so it was really exciting to read this one. We'll have it on our special shelf here at the Carnegie, so come in, check it out, and let us know what you think about it, and join us again soon for more book reviews.